Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I'll be reviewing these watercolor markers from Winsor Newton. So to review the markers, I thought it'd be great to draw Alec from the upcoming comic book series Pure Bloodlines and Revelations that's just about to be released on Indiegogo. So I purchased this pack of 12 for just under £30 and they come packaged really well and really neatly in this lovely little tin. I also purchased some extra colours because I really wanted a nice pink, so I got this pale rose, a dark red, so I have cadmium red deep hue, a nice grey, so which I have Payne's grey, which is not only a lovely looking grey but also a great way to add shade to colours. I also wanted the darkest black they do, so I've got here lamb black. So let's get started. First off, I'm going to swatch these colours here on the Winsor Newton watercolour marker paper that they recommend to use with the watercolour markers. The markers themselves are twin tipped with a fine point and a flexible brush nib. The fine point is ideal for detail and the brush you could use like a paintbrush. As you can see, they're really highly pigmented, so they have these gorgeous washes and are light fast, so they're resistant to fading when exposed to light, which is handy if you decide to sell any of your artwork or if you like to keep any of it, maybe if you hang any of it up. So that's the swatches complete. Now I'm going to move on to inking Alec, and I'm going to use the Winsor Newton Professional 300 GSM cold press watercolor paper. So it has some texture to it, and I think it'd be pretty cool to draw some of the characters at postcard size. It also has the postcard markings on the back if you ever decide to use them, or maybe if you decide to sell them or give them away as a gift. So I'm going to start inking Alec. I've got a reference here that I sketched out and printed out from the Lenovo Yoga A940, because the version of Alec I'm doing here is a new Revelations version, so I wanted to block out the colours quickly before spending too much time with the watercolours. And I didn't want to do too much rubbing out of those pencil guidelines that could damage the paper. I'm going to do a pen and ink wash for Alec, and I'm going to start by inking him with these Copic fine liners, because they have a nice deep black and are waterproof when dry. I'll also fill in the bigger areas with the Pentel pocket brush that also has deep blacks and is waterproof. Now on to colouring. The watercolour markers have a nice transparency to them, so I can see the black ink from the Copic fine lines really well here. They also look very vibrant, and I'm not having to use much paint. For the light trail come from the eye, I started with a pale rose using the brush end of the marker straight onto the paper. Then I paletted some cadmium red deep hue to lay over the top of certain parts. Later on then I added some more red deep hue for really juicy reds. Not just on the light trail but on the cross and the fabric of the sword to really make it pop. The markers work very well when using a wet on wet, which is a technique I used here for the jacket and the jeans. They also mix very well. For the jacket I paletted burnt umber and then I mixed in some Payne's grey for some of the darker parts. I mixed together some lemon yellow hue and pale rose for the skin colour. And the glove I started with Payne's grey, but then I wanted it darker, so I laid it with some lamb black by cutting with the brush into the marker straight onto the paper again, which gave me that nice dark black. Then I was able to lift off some of the paint with a wet paintbrush to show some of the highlights. So the summary of these markers, I'd say I'm very happy with how this turned out, and I was really impressed with the techniques I could do with the markers and how versatile they are. As well as the standard watercolor techniques you can do with them, you can color straight onto the paper for those really deep colors. I also did all these techniques on the Winsor Newton Professional watercolor paper that they sell, and not on the specially formulated one for the watercolor markers. I really like this paper, and I'm going to complete the pad with all the characters from Pure Bloodlines and Revelations. So I'll be doing a lot more of these videos in the future. A gift like this, with good quality paper, something like the Winsor Newton watercolor marker paper, or the professional watercolor paper they do, and a few paintbrushes, would make an inexpensive and nice little stocking filler. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more content, please feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks again for watching.